Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay on today's program. The Inspector General of Police charges the force on proper conduct, saying professionalism is sacrosanct. The Osun State chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association asked their colleagues in federal hospitals in Osun State to join their strike action for payment of their salaries and arrears. And a committee of the National Assembly visits railway facilities on an assessment tour. Thank you for joining us, and we begin in the north-central region of the country. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arase, has tasked officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force to always get sufficient evidence before putting suspects behind bars. The Inspector General asked his men to stop the custodian approach to cases, but always distinguish between criminal, civil, or commercial cases in dealing with suspects. He was in Kwara State on a visit of formations.
The Guard of Honor at the Kwara State Command welcomes the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arase. He is in the state to meet with his men and also speak to them on more professional ways of carrying out their duties, especially in the aspects of handling evidences and detaining suspects.
I believe that policing, should be placed in such a way that it will be in tandem with international best practices. If you are an investigator, you must be able to assemble sufficient evidence before you start putting people in custody. You must be able to distinguish what is criminal, what is civil, and what is commercial.
He also dwelt on the advantages of community policing.
You cannot police a community except you are able to connect with that community. So community partnership in policing is very, very key. I will expect all divisional police officers, all area commanders, and even the commissioner of police to once in a while assemble all the strategic stakeholders in the states. Try and win the hearts and minds of the people. If you don't win the hearts and minds of the people, if you continue to violate their rights, then they will not support you.
The officers also have some things to say to their boss, as the commissioner enumerates the challenges facing the command.
There is therefore the need for deployment of more personnel so as to cope with emerging security challenges. The command has always been faced with the problem of 1, inadequate serviceable vehicles, 2, arms and ammunition, 3, riot equipment, such as smoke, tear gas, hand grenade, etc., and 4, lack of armored personnel carriers.
You mentioned peacekeeping force. It has not been extended to most of us, and we are been in the service for a very long time.
Mr. Arase has since becoming the police emsman apt on professionalism in the force. What remains to be seen is how much impact this kind of visits and pep talks will have on the attitude of individual officers and rebranding the entire force.
To the southwest region, but also related to security issues, the Assistant Controller General of Customs in charge of Zone A, Mr. Epowe Edike, says efforts are going on to properly identify all the illegal entry and exit points created by smugglers in the southwest, with a view to blocking such to improve security and revenue. Addressing customs officers at the area headquarters in Oyo, Osun Customs Command in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, the Assistant Controller General charged them to rededicate themselves to selfless duty with absolute commitment to ensuring the security of the country is not threatened from our border posts. At the border outstations in Shaki and Isheyin, Mr. Epowe assured the officers on duty that the visit was to give them a sense of belonging and let them know their sacrifices are appreciated, and to do even more, especially in the onslaught against arms smuggling, car snatching, and contraband items that could be routed through that axis. To health now, but staying in the southwest, the Nigerian Medical Association has asked doctors in federal hospitals in Osun State to join their striking counterparts working for the state government to demand for the payment of their salaries. Rising from an emergency meeting in Oshogbo, the state capital, the state chairman of the NMA, Dr. Suraj Ogunyemi, said the 3-day warning strike will help the doctors press for their October to December salaries, a reduction in their tax deductions, and also the implementation of the contest salary structure.
We have resolved that by Wednesday, 17th of February 2015, all the other doctors in the state will join in solidarity with our members that have been suffering, that have been sent out of their homes, whose children have not been able to go to school, and whose cars have been turned to kabu-kabu. That we are going to support them strongly, and we are going to commence 3-day warning strike from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we believe that this will send strong signal both to the government and the people of the state and Nigeria entirely to appeal to the governor to respond positively to our requests.
I expect an organization such as the Nigerian Medical Association to look at the issues involved in this matter dispassionately and within the context of the national economic crisis, look at the way to intervene and for us to arrive at an amicable resolution. But be that as it may, I still want to believe that good reasoning will prevail at the end of the day. The government has shifted its position several times, and even at the end of the day, government said it's ready to pay what they are demanding for in terms of October and November salaries. But at the end of the day, the doctors must go back to work before this can be effected.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, organized labor in Edo State speak of the qualities expected of the ideal candidate in the upcoming 2016 governorship election there. Stay with us.